time Minister was at the Dome, it was called the Jesus Dome. Don't know if you know the one in Durban. So I had to hear about the name of this one. So never mind that I'm wearing this cap. I know it's an Orlando Pirates cap. It is intimidating a lot of people. I'm being asked not to say much because of the tragedy that befell Kaizer Chiefs recently. Colleagues, we wish to... No. I'm being asked to be in order. So I'm getting to order. Can I start with our list of acknowledgements here? We have present among us, as you know, I come from an area called Ingwavuma. There is a round of applause that we do there. When we clap, when I mention the name here, we are going to do like this. We are going to say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. I want to see if you can master this rhythm. Okay, we are present among us the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Minister Dean MacPherson. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oza. 1. You are getting there. We also present among us the Speaker of the National Assembly, Thoko Didiza. Can we also go in that order? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oza. 1. Thank you. We also have members of parliament who are representing various political parties. 1, 2, 3. Oza. 1, 2, 3. Oza. 1. We also have the team that is working on this site, led by the project manager here. I understand the project manager's name to be Siamtanda. Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1. The minister say he must get the loudest round of applause. Okay, let's go again. Oza. We also have our friends, the members of the Fourth Estate. I'm not too sure if it's constitutional yet, Honorable Speaker, but let's welcome the members of the media. Let's go. Oza. Oh, they don't look very happy. We also have the officials from Public Works as well as the National Assembly who have been putting this all together. A big round of applause for them again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Thank you very much. This is a list of our dignitaries that are here. Without any further delay, I'm going to invite on stage the project manager, Mr. Siamtanda Ndwandwa, who is going to give us the briefing by the project management team on the work that has been done so far. Over to you, Mr. Siamtanda.
Good morning. Good morning, Honorable Minister. Good morning, Secretary to Parliament. Apologies, actually, Speaker Thoko Didiza. Good morning to all the colleagues and everyone in attendance. Thank you all for being here at the Dome. My purpose is to give you a brief of what we've done here. Sorry, am I audible? Okay. So basically, what you are sitting on and standing on is a parking area. And we have taken this opportunity to turn it into this infrastructure. So us as the Department of Public Works are mandated to provide bulk infrastructure to Parliament. Henceforth, since the fire at the National and Old Assembly, our team and our executive took a decision to bring the structure to life and bring it here to Cape Town since the passing of Utatu Nelson Mandela. And we were mandated to turn it into an infrastructure that would be livable and habitable for Parliament and all its sittings. So what you see here today is our work. It's our work that is still in progress. I must say that we are still to do fine touches to the work to ensure that it's at 100% to what it needs to be. But let me give you a rundown of what we've done so far. So in terms of the structural work, all these structural beams that you see here were put together by the team and designed from scratch. And it's in line with what was designed initially in 2013 for Tatu Mandela's funeral. But we enhanced it and augmented a few elements to ensure that it's more structurally sound than what it was before. And I'll talk to those elements now. So you'll see that there's a screen wall here at the back and there's a screen wall there at the front there. Those two screen walls are to ensure structural rigidity of the structure. And then we have a lattice structure here on top where the lights are. That is to hang the services, but also it adds weight to the structure because we know that Cape Town is quite windy. So we need to provide some structural integrity to ensure that it's quite safe in here. And then to talk about the flooring, I must tell you it was quite a challenge. I must commend the flooring team because they worked tirelessly to ensure that this floor is pristine. So the flooring covers the area of the chamber and it also covers the area where the gallery will be. It sits 500 members in the chamber and 165 guests in the gallery. And then we have our stage, our beautiful stage where Thoko Didiza will be sitting along with other delegates from Parliament. And then at the back here we have our holding rooms where any VIP conversations and any media briefings or things of the like could be done. We also have a back area there at the back, which is quite nicely grassed as well, where we could host more media briefings and any conversations, or if you just want to take a call, some people like to be on TikTok these days, you can have your TikTok outside. But they are providing some Wi-Fi in here with the Parliament scope. What you'll see is there's a lot of electronics that are on site. I'll speak to our scope and I'll also speak to Parliament scope. So furthermore to our scope is we're providing the AC. And I'm sure some of you have some papers flapping around. That is part of our snagging and part of our commissioning that we need to do so that it's cooler in here. So what you feel today is just for today. Further to today, it will be much cooler in here. And then in winter, we'll turn it up just to ensure that it's at the comfort of the inhabitants in here. To talk more on the Parliament scope, they did the AV and broadcasting. That scope includes all the screens that you see here. There's a big, beautiful screen here. I was telling them that I want to bring my PlayStation and try it out, but I don't think that's allowed. But we have that big, beautiful screen, and all the screens around here that you see are being put in by the broadcasting team. Furthermore, the tables will be fitted with microphones that will be for the speakers to address the chamber. Furthermore, we'll have the audio and visual for Thoko here at the top so that she can visualize who exactly is speaking at the time, and she will have her own microphone up there as well. Colleagues, also to speak to the outside area, we had a huge challenge to bring the water in. That has since been resolved, and we are grateful to the City of Cape Town and the Honourable Minister's Office for the assistance there too. So we now have fully flushable ablution blocks which are outside. There's 2 here in the front and we have 4 at the back. And we also have our fire services coming in. As we know that fire is quite a serious item when it comes to compliance in Cape Town. So we've ensured that we are complying in that state. So yes, colleagues, it took us about 2.5 months to get to where we are. I must commend the team for being so determined to get the work done. It was a very tireless and challenging exercise to work through December and being to where we are today. I think I must commend everyone, and with your permission, sir, if you can just clap for us with that special clap of yours. Thank you so much to the team. Thank you so much to the team. So that, in a nutshell, colleagues, is the scope. Mine is to also take you through and show you around what we have put in to talk to exactly the investment that Public Works and Parliament has put in for this building. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I think let's do it properly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Thank you very much. A young man and his team doing an amazing job. This is very, very impressive. I saw project manager Urage Umapolo, when you spoke about TikTok, he almost jumped from his seat because that is his favorite platform. So, Rich, you've got a space for TikTok somewhere there. With that, I'm going to move to the next stage where we're going to invite the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Minister Dean MacPherson, to come and give us his remarks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Lennox. Good morning to yourself, Honourable Speaker, Thoko Didiza, the Secretary to Parliament, Kolile George, our senior officials, members of Parliament, staff of Parliament that are here this morning. It is really great to be here. This facility will now serve Parliament and by extension the people of South Africa during a particularly important period for our democracy. This handover today, Madam Speaker, is not just a structure, but it is about the continuity of Parliament and our department playing its role in that. It's about ensuring that even in the face of unexpected disruption from the fire, that the work of the National Assembly and MPs continues in a manner that is safe, dignified, fit for purpose, and open to the public. As we will all remember, that fire in January 2022 that caused severe damage to the parliamentary precinct and disrupted the normal functioning of Parliament. Since then, Parliament has had to secure alternative venues in order to carry on its sittings, oversight responsibilities, and the work that keeps our constitutional democracy alive. While those interim arrangements ensured continuity, they also came with significant practical challenges, including logistics, availability, cost, and the open and transparent manner in which members of the public could participate in the People's Parliament. Over time, it became clear that a more sustainable solution was required, and one that supports the work of Parliament reliably while the National Assembly is being built. It's for this reason that our department worked closely with Parliament to deliver this facility at the Neuwmeester parking lot. Let me be clear that this dome was delivered because Parliament requested it and because the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure exists to support the functioning of the state. When Parliament needs infrastructure that enables it to serve the public effectively and efficiently, it is our responsibility to respond professionally and with a clear focus on value for money. The agreement between the Department and Parliament has been guided by that principle from the very beginning, to deliver a workable venue that meets operational needs, can handle Cape Town's weather condition, and complies with the standards required for parliamentary sittings, with costs shared in a fair and responsible manner. Today, the result of that cooperation is visible for all to see. And boy, does this place look very different here from when we were here in December. And this dome here today has a unique history. South Africans will recognize it as a structure that has previously been used for national occasions of deep significance. It now has been repurposed for a different but equally important national task, providing a stable, secure venue for parliamentary sittings while the permanent home of the National Assembly is rebuilt. In practical terms, the work completed here has focused on ensuring that the dome is suitable for day-to-day realities of Parliament and in Cape Town. Firstly, there was a clear need to ensure that the structure could withstand Cape Town's notorious weather conditions and wind. And I must say that they literally dismantled this entire structure and rebuilt it from scratch with the additional enforcements that you see. Secondly, Parliament requires an environment where debate can take place clearly, where proceedings can be heard without disruption, and where members and staff can work efficiently and effectively. And so sound quality matters, not only for those inside the venue, but for the integrity of parliamentary recordings and for the public record. For this reason, improved soundproofing and acoustic performance formed a key part of this work. However, Madam Speaker, it is still a tent, and there will still be some noises from time to time, but it is 100% better than what it was. Thirdly, and importantly, the Dome had to be compliant with operational standard requirements for parliamentary sittings, as well as safety standards. And that's why you will see that the Dome is now meets fire requirements. There are fire emergency buttons all around the Dome, and God forbid if there ever was a fire or an emergency, that everyone would be able to be safely evacuated should the need arise. Madam Speaker, this also is not a temporary tent or dome in the casual sense. It must operate as a proper parliamentary facility and has been refurbished accordingly. This refurbishment was completed in 10 weeks. 10 weeks. And that really speaks to the internal capacity of our department, which is often underestimated and unfairly dismissed. We have had our own, this has been project managed by our own team, led by Sia. We have had our own people from our own workshops here. And so we have done everything possible to limit the cost of this. And I'm really, really proud of our team. And so thank you to Sia, to your team, to Domasani, our regional manager, Meme, the head of Prestige. All of you have done such a fabulous job. It also means that when we have clear tasks like this, we must also provide oversight, which I have done personally, Madam Speaker. I think I've paid 6 oversight visits, even 2 days before Christmas I was here, because we wanted to make sure that our team was keeping up with its deadline. And we have been able to produce high quality work without sacrificing standards. It also means, and this project shows, that there are public servants in this department who are committed to delivery and who worked through the festive season and gave up their leave and their family time to ensure that this project was delivered for Parliament. And I think that we owe them really a wonderful applause for that. Thank you very much. So today I again express my sincere appreciation to the team from the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure who has made this happen. To our project management team, thank you for delivering with discipline and urgency. To our technical teams, thank you for ensuring that the work was done properly, safely, and to standard. And to the support staff who kept the wheels turning through a demanding period, thank you for your professionalization and your professionalism. And also to a very young man, he's standing in the back there in a grey suit, Luke Albert. He doesn't have an engineering qualification, but I think after this he now does. And I can see that the professional staff are nodding. He was here from my office to play oversight as well. Thank you, Luke. To Parliament's team, including the Speaker's office and the officials who work closely with us, thank you for your cooperation and clear engagement that is required when 2 institutions must deliver together. This is how government should work, Madam Speaker, with clarity, with shared responsibility, and with the public interest at the center of every decision. Ladies and gentlemen, Madam Speaker, there's also another point that matters and speaks to how we think about the use of public assets. We cannot afford as a country to treat major public infrastructure as a single-purpose expense that lies dormant when it's not in use. South Africa's balance sheet is under pressure, and every rand must work harder. For that reason, I can also announce today that as we hand over this dome for Parliament's use, we are also ensuring that it does not stand empty when Parliament is not in session. When Parliament is not sitting, this facility has the potential to be used as an events and conferencing venue in a controlled manner aligned with security and operational requirements, and through a proper process that protects the integrity of the site while generating additional revenue to offset its cost. This is a practical step towards infrastructure sustainability. It is also a principle that public assets must serve the public good as consistently as possible. In the coming weeks, the department will therefore support the process of engaging events and conferencing organizations on proposals for how the facility can be best used during parliamentary recess, as well as after the new parliamentary building has been completed and Parliament moves in there. And we think that there is a long-term use for this venue here to generate additional income for the state. This is not about commercializing Parliament. It is about ensuring that state-owned assets are used responsibly, generates value where appropriate, and reduces the burden on the public purse. As Minister, I want a department that is known for delivery, for professionalization, and for the discipline to use public resources wisely. Today's handover reflects exactly that. And Madam Speaker, when we made our promise that we would hand over this facility to you before SONA and on budget, we have today kept that promise. Madam Speaker, in a few moments, I'll formally hand over this facility to you and the National Assembly, and it's our sincere hope that it will serve Parliament well. We all have literal blood and sweat invested in this, as well as a practical venue for sittings and parliamentary business going forward. It's also a symbol of the state's ability to adapt, respond, and keep institutions functioning during challenging times. To the members of the media, thank you for being here. Your role in keeping the public informed about how Parliament and government function is important, and we welcome scrutiny because scrutiny drives better performance. Lindsay Dentlinker has asked me maybe 100 questions. I know I picked on you yesterday, but again today, about Parliament. So I hope that she will celebrate today. Ladies and gentlemen, today is a moment where South Africa's democracy is strengthened because Parliament can now do its work properly in a space that is safe, fit for purpose, operationally sound, and more importantly, open to the public once again. That is what we are handing over today, and thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. Can we get a huge round of applause? 1, 2, 3. 1. Thank you, Minister, for those wonderful messages that you have given and the future perspective about this important facility that is going to be a marketplace of ideas and shaping the future of our nation and country. We are coming to a stage now where we are going to invite the Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, Mrs. Thoko Didiza. Mangi to Sisi is because when I used to work with her, I used to call Sisi. I don't think she can remember. I didn't have a bed at the time. Over to you. Can we have a round of applause welcoming her? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Director. And indeed, I can still remember you when I was a Minister of Public Works at a particular time. And Dean, as the Minister of Public Works, I would like to say thank you for ensuring that we can still continue as an instrument that makes government works. It's a very difficult portfolio. I always say when you are in public works, one moment you have to be sophisticated and deal with engineers and built environment specialists and property organization, but on the other, you have to become a real constructor where you have to deliver the facilities for the use of government. One day you have to roll out the carpets for when heads of state come and make sure that that carpet is clean. But it's all in the works. You have to also ensure that the expanded public works program, which offer limited possibilities for our citizens who need that temporary employment, have to do so. So today, as Parliament, we would like to say thank you to you and your department for having ensured that once again, as Parliament, we can have a facility which we can utilize. The completion of the refurbished dome today marks a significant milestone in the recovery, resilience, and renewal effort of Parliament following the 2022 fire that damaged parts of the parliamentary precinct. The project reflects a collaborative partnership between Parliament and the Department of Public Works and Infrastructure to deliver a functional, secure, and fit-for-purpose parliamentary facility capable of supporting Parliament in fulfilling its constitutional obligations to the people of South Africa. It would be amiss of me if I do not thank the members of Parliament, both of the 6th and the 7th administration, who insisted that despite the challenges of the fire, the need for Parliament to function and ensure that citizenry can continuously engage with their Parliament, as we had termed this our People's Parliament. So to you parliamentarians who are here, and some of you who are in the Chief Whippery, we would like to say thank you very much for really ensuring that we deliver this asset today. I also want to thank the Joint Standing Committee on Financial Management of Parliament, particularly for supporting us and Public Works to make sure that we can share the cost in order to complete the work that today we are seeing here in this dome. To the Minister of Finance and his officials for understanding that we needed additional investment to make sure that as Parliament and Public Works, we finish this important facility. But I think our thanks goes to those who had to deal with the work on a daily basis. Our project manager, our team from Public Works, our team from Parliament led by Simon, we want to say thanks to you for the work that has been done thus far. The completion of the major refurbishment works today demonstrate what can be achieved when the two arms of state work collaboratively and with a shared sense of restore critical democratic infrastructure. This point initiative has now reached substantial completion with only final finishing touches remaining. With the major refurbishment work now concluded, the dome officially becomes part of the parliamentary precinct once again. As such, the provision of the powers and privileges of Parliament and Provincial Legislature Act now applies to the facility, restoring the full authority, protection, and operational status required for parliamentary sittings and proceeding. The handover also enables Parliament to proceed with the work that it has to do, particularly in preparing for the debate of the State of the Nation address after it would have been delivered next week. Therefore, we view this handover not as mere ceremonial occasion, but as a critical moment in ensuring institutional continuity and stability during the ongoing reconstruction of the permanent parliamentary precinct. I'm happy, Honourable Minister, that you indeed also have reflected on what we can use this dome in between session when Parliament is not sitting, but also when we have gone back to our National Assembly once it's completed. Because it was our view as well as Parliament that we can't leave this infrastructure not being used for the national purpose. Yes, it will serve Parliament, but also it must serve the people of South Africa in terms of the needs. But it also enables Parliament that it can use this facility for some of its engagements going forward. And as co-shareholders, we will have to agree on the terms. Some of you may wonder why co-shareholders, because we had to also put a little bit of a moolah to ensure that the work is concluded. But what is more important, as Honourable Minister has said, it's how this project is reminding us on how we can utilize state infrastructure for the benefit of the state, but also of citizens. This dome was used during the burial of President Mandela in 2013. It was also used for Makufe in Free State some years back. And when we thought of what we needed to do to ensure that Parliament can be in full sitting, we actually remembered that we do have the infrastructure that the state owns, which can be used and repurposed. And I hope, Minister, that would also go for other state buildings, which may need to be used for the benefit of our citizens in different parts of the country. This dome today serves as a secure, fit and purpose infrastructure, where as the National Assembly, it is now going to be our home. I know that some of the officials, particularly those that work in Parliament and that works for the ministries in 120 Plain Street, will be affected in terms of their parking. But I'm sure Public Works, as it must, would look at what are the possibilities for their parking, because this dome actually offers us an opportunity as Parliament to do our work in a manner that we had promised our citizens. So today, it is thanks to those who had the vision. It is also thanks to those who had to put that vision into action, but also it is thanks to Parliament, particularly parliamentary members in the Chief Whip's Committee and Joint Standing Committee on Financial Management of Parliament, who had to ensure that we do have a facility that Parliament can use in order for it to continue the representation of their citizens. I'd like to say I'm ready for you, Minister, to now take us through and do a real formal handover of the facility beyond the interventions that we have just made. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can you give Honorable Madam Speaker a huge round of applause? She also originates not far away from Guavuma. One. Thank you. Without any further delay, excuse my hoarse voice. The flu was trying to attempt me, but I said never. Can we go to a Q&A quickly with any questions of clarity that members of the media may want to raise? James, over to you, sir. Let me just identify the hands. Only for members of the media, though, only for now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go
Hi,
ahead.
Paul Vecchiaro from Bloomberg. From what you're saying, it seems as though this will become almost a permanent structure even after the National Assembly opens. So how long do you expect to be here? What's the estimated lifespan of this structure here? And then secondly, what was the budget coming through on this? Thank you.
Okay. Next colleague.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. My name is Mkokeli Bandla from the SABC News. My question is partly captured by my previous colleague, but we did hear the speaker saying that they had to put a little bit of a moolah to ensure the completion of this project. But I want to get a commitment from both Parliament and Public Works to commit to a public consolidated report detailing total spending, deviations if there were any, penalties imposed and corrective actions taken since the fire. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Next colleague. Your name? Your name. I forgot your name. Sir. Mkokeli from SABC. You, madam.
Mandi Samapisa from Neuwmeester Dome. The National Assembly is normally open to the public and have a public gallery. I did not hear the project manager mention anything about a public gallery being in here. I just want to know, will there be one?
Okay. I think there was a hand here, the gentleman. You covered. Okay, any other hands? So because taking this round and then we are done. Anyone inspired? Going once, twice, three? Thank you very much. May I invite the leadership to respond?
Thank you, Paul. I mean, I can't talk for the building across the road. As for the 101st time, I will say that Public Works is not involved in that project. So how permanent and how long this will be, in this shape or form, I'm not entirely sure, but the project management team told me that after the renovations and upgrades that have been done, the structural integrity is good for the next 10 years. So it has an incredibly long lifespan. And our view, and I've had a discussion with the City of Cape Town already about this, is that there's an absolute shortage of events and conferencing space in the city. And so as soon as Parliament vacates this into the new building, this would be a prime opportunity for full-time events, conferencing, for Parliament to use for any overflow events and so on, and then to see how can we use it then for the defined dates of recess. So that's a project that we will now get into. In terms of the budget, we had a joint commitment from both Parliament and the Department of Public Works of 15 million rand each. Obviously, you know, we will just total up the finals, but I'm you know, of the view that we are going to come in within that. So I don't expect anything above that. In terms of the from the SABC, the public disclosure that you asked for the building next door, that's Parliament would only be able to do that, I think, once they've completed the building, but I don't want to speak for them. Didiza Sia did say that there is a public gallery for 165 people. The previous Parliament, I was told, had 200, so we're actually not far off of what was previously there, and we'll show you where the public gallery will be at the back. So I think that, you know, Parliament without public participation, obviously as a member of Parliament myself, which I am first and foremost, I think is very important to all of us. And so that's why I'm really glad that members of the public will be able to come back into the chamber, back into the People's Parliament, see their MPs hard at work, and members of the executive answering questions and so on, and be able to participate in their parliamentary democracy.
Thank you, Mark. Some of the questions you've already answered, particularly in respect of the lifespan of the dome and what it would be useful. With respect to the finances, part of it has been explained, but it is important to indicate that the first tranche, when we brought the dome down, we again shared the cost with Public Works. Parliament paid an amount of about 6 million for that. And when we had to refurbish and reconstruct this one, we actually made a contribution of 15 million each from both sides. But the consolidation figures will come afterwards as to what would have been the total cost. And I think it's important to indicate that even that consolidation will involve the earlier basic structure, what we call the tende lagantombela, laga hadeb, rather. That's what the member of the IFP said once when we had our first tent here. He appreciated that we now had a place to meet as Parliament, but he said, "Hi, Speaker, it looks like this is a tent of some ceremony." But that tent had cost implications to actually make sure that we're able to meet. So when that consolidation is done, it will start from there, because it doesn't start just now when we have this facility as refurbished. It started back then when we had to, as a seventh administration, ensure that we meet here as a full Parliament. With respect to the completion of the National Assembly, I'm sure that would also be shared with you in terms of what was the anticipated figure and how far in terms of expenditure we would have done with the completion of that facility. The issue of the gallery has indeed been answered, but just to say also that even when we had that initial tent, we still had the gallery provided for. Even the first dome did have the gallery, because we are conscious that as part of our own processes in terms of public participation and transparency of this Parliament, we have to provide that. We also provide that for our committees. Our committee rooms, some of them can't take many people, yes, but they can. We also are open publicly to make sure that those that would want to see the proceedings of Parliament, but also of Parliament's committees, they can actually log in on our system through the Parliament TV and be able to follow the proceedings. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, Honourable Minister. Thank you very much for those responses. We are going to move to the next item, where we are going to we are going to witness the symbolic unveiling of the plaque by the Minister and the Speaker. Protocol team, may you please do the honors as per the plan. Invite the So, yeah, the protocol team, as they go towards that, we appreciate the work that has been done by all the teams here. Thank you, Mr. Moloto Mutapo, Mrs. Mimi, and all the colleagues as we have been thanked. Who's got the pair of scissors? Okay. Over there. Okay. 1, 2, when you get to 3, we do that in Guavuma applause. It's open. Officially, the new dome is open. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, facility where the project manager and Sis Mimi, you are going to be taking the speaker and the minister, showing them some of the facilities that are new, that have been added on this facility. Okay? Yeah. We just forgot to read the plaque, what it says. We forgot to read the plaque, Minister. I can read it. I can read it. I can read it quickly. The Neuwmeester Dome. The Neuwmeester Dome was officially unveiled on the 6th of February 2020. Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Honorable D.W. MacPherson, Member of Parliament, and the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable A.T. Didiza, Member of Parliament. Ezandleni bakwethu. Thank you. Project Manager, can you lead the leadership to the various sites? Members of the media are welcome to follow.